to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare start.
Good morning, everybody. Hopefully we're having a great Thursday. Logging into the comments here, checking things out, seeing what the score is going to be right out the door. We're going to let it settle for a second, but it's actually a close battle. It says it's a close battle. I was monitoring the chat before we started, and I see we have a few new people in here. I'm going to recognize everybody this morning as usual. That I can anyway. Hopefully my YouTube magic doesn't become so powerful that I cannot recognize people in the morning, but we shall see what it's going to be. Currently, it is 13-8. YouTube is winning. And as usual, no one is talking in the Rumble chat other than the Hicktown Honey first, and that's going to be it. All right, let's see here. Jordan O'Neill. Yeah, that was kind of interesting last night, guys. Jordan beat everybody by like 13 hours. I literally just like posted it, and then she's like, hey, so's Jordan O'Neill first. And let's see here. I get the secrets. She gets the secret squirrel notifications. Yes, she does. Debbie, good morning. You're number 2. JB, you are deterred. Something just happened on my screen and I don't like it. Some really weird stuff has been happening on this computer lately, and I'm very surprised that everything is still working just fine. Let's see here. We got JB the 25th. Good morning. Time to make the donuts. We got Roses in the house. Let's see. Apparently, the donut talk. Guys, I don't just like turn this on and like walk away until like 9 a.m. I actually do work around it, and I can see the chat. I can see what you're typing, and I love it. But it's interesting, the conversations, and JB, the whole donut thing, all you did was make me hungry, dude. There is a bakery like less than a mile from my house, and it makes the best donuts on the planet. And all I wanted to do was get in my car and go get some of those donuts. And I may do that later because they're open till like 11. But anywho, maple bacon, and they put like these giant chunks of real bacon on it. It's unbelievable. Let's see here. All righty then. Good morning, Canada. Let's see. Bradley Collins is in the house. Good morning. Catitude is here. Light Raider is in the house. Let's see. We got Donna Brown. And Donna, welcome to the chat. Donna, no, you can't be, because I would see your name. We have a brand new member that I can't find them to get them into the Discord. So if you, and I'll name them later before we end, but we'll go from there. If I see him in the chat, I'll just tell him. Let's see here. JB says, I found this plant that grows bacon, eggs, cheese, donut sandwiches. And then he sent me a picture of a bacon, cheese, hamburger donut. Cindy, good morning. Good morning. Let's see here. Pastor is in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see here. It's on a money tree. Yeah. 5x5. Thank you. Preparedness headquarters. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. We got here. We got Chicken McNuggets in the house. Viking Queen wielding that band hammer. What do we got here? Let's see here. Preston, Outer Limits Lifestyle. McLean. Too many words. Preston, good morning, my friend. Good morning. Good to see you. Let's see here. And what we got Ian's in the house. We got West Virginia Pappy. Miss Melody is showing up for attendance here. We got Creative Redundancy. And let's see. I think that's going to be it. Current score is 26-10. West Virginia Pappy, omnipresent as usual on Rumble. Number 2, and Laser. You are deterred. Okay, so as you can tell by the catchy thumbnail and title, we're going to be talking about preparedness skills that could have been lost in the past but weren't. And if you're not new to the stream, the way this works is I talk about some stuff, you write some stuff, and then I talk about the stuff that you write. And because I believe that you should be part of the process. Okay, so we're going to check out the poll. And the poll, believe it or not, it was so difficult. But I kind of tricked you. I wanted to see where we really stood here. So we're going to find out. Currently, we're at 20 votes. I'm not saying vote now. I'm just saying we're at 20 votes. Which survival skill out of these, I could only list 4, is most vital. And right now, food preservation is leading at 55%, food acquisition at 30%, barely like where to get food, shelter construction at 15%, and blacksmithing at 0%. Good morning, Mr. J. Good to see you. Cook Farmer showed up here. Burr, 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 all them cows. All right, let's see. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to drink a little coffee. It's time to drink. It's time to drink some coffee. This one I don't need a backup for. It's pretty big. It's basically, believe it or not, this is like half a cup of coffee or half a pot of coffee. And I am expecting a phone call this morning. It's kind of important. So if I've got to put you boys on mute, you peoples on mute, then that's what I will do. And so I can take that call and continue to move forward. Good afternoon, Yorkshire. Oh, that's right. Yorkshire. I love it. You guys, they're in the UK. It's Great Britain. I like saying Great Britain more than I do. I think England is old. But Great Britain, it sounds powerful. Sounds like a powerful, powerful thing. But good to see you. Good to see you, Yorkshire. Good to see you. Tell your friends. Let's see here. Creative redundancy noted. Okay, so we've moved up here. 3311. YouTube's definitely kicking Rumble's ass as usual. But here's how we're going to do this. In a world marked by growing uncertainty, acquiring essential survival skills is becoming more critical than ever. As society becomes increasingly dependent on technology and modern conveniences, the value of traditional skills like food acquisition, shelter construction, and blacksmithing becomes even more evident. These age-old practices rooted in human history may soon prove invaluable. It's hard if you try to like pronounce it all the way, you know. It kind of fun. Yorkshire. It kind of reminds me of that scene from the movies. It's not blueberry. It's one word, blueberry. Let's see here. Invaluable in a future where many modern luxuries could vanish. Now, with that said, let's talk about food acquisition. Securing a stable food supply will be a top priority when modern systems fail. Essential skills such as gardening, raising animals, butchering, beekeeping, and food preservation will play a crucial role in ensuring survival. Yesterday, I was watching somebody's video and reading a post, and the guy said, "She's so hot, my wife can butcher." All right, so first things first. And I know winter is coming, but we still need to be thinking about this. Gardening involves much more than planting seeds. It requires a deep understanding of various methods suited to different climates and environments. I almost sounded like Shatner there for a second. Whether using traditional soil-based techniques, vertical gardenings, or hydroponics, individuals must learn to optimize their space and resources. In addition, seed saving is crucial for long-term sustainability. Resourcefulness practices or resourceful practices like rainwater collection and composting also reduce dependence on external resources. Now, when we talk about gardening, the big thing for me with gardening is being able to grow year-round indoors. Yes, you can do it. It's just you just can't have a giant crop. Also, seeds. It takes about 6 weeks to dry out seeds, believe it or not. And so we can make our own food, guys. And by the way, I've done the experiment. I've got them laying around here someplace. I have cucumber seeds from those cucumbers that you buy at Walmart that are covered in chemicals and we're basically like you can't grow those, you can't grow anything from those seeds, and I've grown lots of cucumbers from them. So don't believe the hype, okay? Raising animals. Before we do that, let's check the chat. Yorkshire says, I used to be a butcher many years ago. Let's see here. Morning, I'm late. Bob, you're never late. You're always right on time, bro. Robert Voorhees, been a while, but good to see you. Morning, all. Good morning. Cindy says, Cindy's got a few things to say about this because she's a smart lady. Not a joke. Food acquisition includes foraging, where you need to know what is edible. that is my number one thing. I've spent so much time in the woods that it's something I just never really learned. It's difficult to do when you don't really have time, and eating in an MRE is a luxury. But I love me some mushrooms. I just don't want to die. Lots of edible weeds that can be preserved for winter, etc. Example, lamb's quarters. Gotcha. Andy saying hello. Also setting snares, not just hunting. Why are you jumping ahead? No. Rose says the majority have food. The majority have food related skills are easily found, but blacksmithing will make nails, repair tools, and make needed small weapons plus horseshoes. Very solid. Let's see here. Creative Redundant says we are hungry to know more. Oh yes, and then I shall spoon feed you all that is this thing we're doing today. Drinking some coffee. I need to get one of those boom mics that come up because this thing is just like ginormous thing in my way. I feel like I'm like Wolfman Jack. Hey, if you know who Wolfman Jack is, put a 1 in the chat. If you do not, put a 2 in the chat. I'm curious. All right, so raising animals, livestock such as chickens, goats, and rabbits provide essential protein and nutrients. Raising animals not only ensures a reliable food source, but also contributes to land management by enriching the soil with natural fertilizer. Such skills like rotational grazing and pasture management can significantly enhance the productivity of the land while promoting sustainable practices. I love me some chickens. I've never been a goat guy. I've had goats. I used to have the fainting goats because they're fun. They're fun to watch. They're fun to play with. But that's right. Yes, it's a little dark, but it's the way it is. Just don't scare them while they're on top of something really tall, and everything will be fine. But yeah, the animals really do contribute to the land if you just let them graze. I used to free range the chickens. I free range chickens one time. They had a really solid protective coop, a feeding system. It was really, really great. But the problem was we lived way too deep in the woods, and there were way too many critters that loved chickens. Our biggest problem, believe it or not, were hawks, ospreys, and eagles. And it would just be like every day one would be gone. Also, they would find places to lay their eggs instead of the coop. When you've got, I was getting a dozen a day easy. And it would just start to get whittled down to nothing. So, it's that free ranging thing is great, but know your predators. All right, let's see here. What do we got here? Looks like we've got most people know who he was. He was a shock jock from I believe the 70s and 80s. And he's a very interesting character. Let's see here. Bradley says, mushrooms. Update, Cat was right. They were puffballs, but they are edible for what I read, but passed on for my own safety. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Uno. Cuck V says, learn how to turn your... Okay. Okay, I'm going to read it. You learn how to turn your urine and poop into fertilizer that will dramatically increase crop yields. I don't know about the poop thing because there's some bacteria that humans make that can make other people sick. It's not an impossibility, but I tend to stay away from anything that will make me sick. But as far as using urine, yes, most definitely. You can actually mix that with a few other things, or sometimes just pour it straight on, unless you don't want the plants to burn. But it's hard to believe that your urine will do that. But anyway, you can actually mix that into your garden and add nutrients or minerals to your garden and change its acidity and everything. So save your pee. Okay, let's see here. That's right. I watched him on the Midnight Special. Yeah, there in the 80s. He was actually on TV. He had his own show. But yeah. American Graffiti. Yes, he was. He was highlighted on American Graffiti, but he was actually like a real shock jock. Tamateo showed up. Good morning, my friend. Let's see here. Cindy says, maybe not know everything yourself. Prepping friends, filling gaps. One friend, blacksmith and woodworking. Another does animal husbandry. Another good at hunting and trapping. A crack shot too. Yes, having friends. I've told you guys before, people power is the most powerful power. Let's see here. Okay, let's ask the question. All right, in the chat, not prepper related, who had the better voice, Wolfman Jack or James Earl Jones? You either know or you don't. It's not a big, no judgments, no judgments. I'm just curious. Yeah, just put Jones or Wolf. Let's see here. Bradley says, I'm sorry, Oops says, Bradley, you want to get them when they're young and white. That doesn't sound right, but I know what he's talking about is the mushrooms. Let's see. Tuck says having osprey problems can be indicative of problems in your local fisheries. Ospreys prefer fish by far. Yes, but where I live, and yes, we see them all the time. If you go over the what is it? The Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. Some days it's ospreys, other days it's gulls. But that, I think it was just random. We don't really have a lot of problem with ospreys where we live. You just see them from time to time. Believe it or not, they're really kick-ass birds. Let's see. E. coli is bad for veggies. Absolutely true. Cindy says, yes, urine high in nitrogen. Poop takes a few years to compost. We use animal poop to fertilize them. There we go. Shock jock. Nah, he was a disc jockey. Raspy voice. You're right. Technically, he was a disc jockey. He played records. Aquaponics to separate the poop to minimize separate. You guys are getting too deep on the poop for me. Let's see here. Until the mid 1800s, urine was used for scouring wool, or scoring wool for cleaning or dyeing. There you go. Let's see here. We got Jones, we got Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Jones. I think Jones won. All right, let's see here. Wolf, but Jones was iconic. Yes, exactly. Come to the dark side. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll on to butchering. Butcher. She's so sexy. She can butcher. Knowing how to butcher livestock enables individuals to take full control of their meat supply, bypassing individual systems. This skill ensures the entire animal is utilized, minimizing waste and extracting the maximum effort, maximum value. Butchering also allows individuals to ensure the quality, safety, and integrity of their food. Yes. When I first had my chickens, I actually had, basically Tractor Supply screwed me and I ended up with like 3 roosters. But I needed one. So I just, the toughest one I kept. And then the other 2 went in the freezer. That's right. Rooster is still chicken. It's just much more lean. And it doesn't taste that great. You kind of have to like marinate it a little bit, but I mean, overall, it's not bad to me. But yeah, that's how I like watching the YouTube videos and going back to my survival training and figuring out how to cut the butthole out and stuff like that. It's lots of fun, but butchering in general is a very defined skill. For those of you that are not aware, maybe some of you are, maybe some of you aren't. I actually have a full up how to. There's 2 videos that I have in the Preppers digital library. Matter of fact, they're the only 2 videos I have in the digital library. And they show you that one video shows you how to field dress a deer. And I'm not talking about like takedown. I'm talking about like just get it in the pack, that kind of thing. How to get the heat out of it fast, right? And the other one is actually on a professional butcher, where you would like the guy you take your deer to and you give him $100 and he gives you like 100 pounds of meat. And he shows you soup to nuts, beginning to end, exactly how to properly butcher a deer. and get it packed up for the freezer, that kind of thing. So if you're interested in that, yes, you do have to be a member, but you also have to, you have to be a member. There you go. Doomsday Prepper level. If you haven't done that yet, you might want to look at it. And for those of you that are not paying attention to the fact that you have access to that library, please let me know someplace in the Discord, someplace, somehow, somewhere. Send me an email. I don't care. And I'll get you lined up for it. All right, let's see. We're going to go over to, let's see. Poop in a bucket killed YouTube AI and off the grid with Doug and Tracy. Let's see here. Light Raider, 4 minutes per rabbit. Light Raiders, he's a fast guy. 4 minutes per rabbit. I watched Doug and Stacy to Oops till they got off his homesteading topics. Gotcha. Let's see here. I like Doug and Stacy. Doug is fake. I have no idea who these people are, so thank you very much. All right, let's see here. Let's go on over to the Blaine Vogel. Blaine, what are you doing? Blaine, I thought you were a YouTube member. What are you doing on Rumble, dude? Interesting. Let's see here. Back to the poll. Which survival skill out of these is most important? Currently, food acquisition. It's moved from preservation to acquisition. Food acquisition at 44%. 41% believe that food preservation is the most important. 12% believe that shelter construction is the most important. And blacksmithing comes in at 3%. Let's see. I should have ate before this face. Okay, creative redundancy. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to beekeeping. That's right. That's not even inside the poll. So beekeeping is an essential skill, not only for honey production, but also for pollination. Bees significantly excuse me. Bees significantly enhance crop yield and biodiversity, making them a vital part of a resilient ecosystem. Ecosystem. Mastering sustainable beekeeping practices helps protect these crucial pollinators while also providing valuable resources like honey and beeswax. When I'm driving down to the property in North Carolina, I actually go past a bee place that out there on Highway 17, right in the construction zone, where last year the guy only had for like 2 years, I want to say, he only had like 2 or 1 row of bee boxes. And now he has like 8 rows of bee boxes. And I mean, he must be making a lot of honey. That's for sure. That's for sure. But it's very nice to see that, basically, if you guys didn't know, there was like a really huge bee scare that it might even still be a big thing right now, where we weren't, if we lost all our bees, guys, we would die. We would die. So many things are dependent on the bees. So it's good to see that was actually happening. All right, so moving on to food preservation. Techniques like canning, drying, fermenting, and pickling allows individuals to store food without relying on refrigeration. These methods extend the shelf life of fresh produce, ensuring access to nutritious food year-round. This skill is invaluable for reducing waste, saving money, and securing food during difficult times. What's that? Someone sent me something on the Discord. Let me take a look. Let me stop what I'm doing and see what's going on in the Discord. What's going on over here? Did you know? Is that Gibbsy? No, that can't be Gibbsy making all that noise. Where we got here? Weather in space. JB posted fall foliage report, 4 weeks. It's going to be minimal. I don't know. You get this stuff, JB. I'll be honest with you, bro. I don't know where you get this stuff. It's pretty interesting stuff. But the interwebs and the Google machines, they're pretty powerful. So let's see, food preservation. Let's see what people are talking about in the chat here. What's boo? What are you talking about, Jordan? What are you talking about? What's wrong? All right, let's see here. How many days can you survive without bees? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see here. Cindy says, I work as a beekeeper who processes and sells raw honey and the wax, volunteering volunteer for shares of the wax and get free 55-gallon food grade barrels. Well, impressive. Impressive. Let's see here. I don't know. I only eat bees as an occasional treat, so probably a long time. Too bad Doug went off the deep end and started chasing the chick. Oh, we're still talking about these people that I don't know. Come on. Cindy says many crops don't need pollination for bees, thankfully, but those that do can be pollinated with small paint brushes. Yes, that's true. A lot of people have never seen that before. Rose says, even if the deer is roadkill, if the hide is in decent shape, it is valuable for clothes and other necessities. Very true. Very true. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next large section, shelter construction. Shelter construction is one of the most fundamental needs for survival. The ability to construct sturdy, protective shelters from locally sourced materials will be critical. You know what? I need to check something. I'm sorry, guys. Something just happened on my machine, and I have to check it. Something is happening. Let's see here. Go to that button over there, and why is that on my? I don't even know what that is. Some weird stuff is happening. Give me 1 second. 1 second, please. Some weird stuff is happening. Okay, we're good. We are A-okay. We're 100% A-okay. All right, so shelter is one of the most important fundamental needs for survival. It's actually in the rule of threes. The ability to construct sturdy, protective shelter from locally sourced materials will be critical in any post-collapse scenario. Mastering the craft of building with natural materials like wood and stone can ensure long-term security. Whether crafting temporary shelters or permanent structures, those with expertise in construction will be pivotal to the safety and stability of their communities. 100%. You know, there's a lot of everything they always need someone always needs to do some, there always need to be some building going on. Okay. You know, looking at some of the feedback from the situation for the North Carolina hurricane recovery, there was literally a bridge that went out. So they made another bridge. You know what they did? They put flatbed tractor trailers into the stream. They made a bridge, and then they covered that bridge with wood. So they made a bridge that was big enough that could have supported a car, but they only used it for side by sides, and they needed that so that they could get supplies to the next town. It's pretty interesting stuff. There's always going to be a need for someone who knows how to drive a nail, someone who knows how to cut a board at a certain angle, someone who knows how these tools actually work. Okay. So shelter construction is actually, you know, we have a tendency in the preparedness community to think of as shelter construction as get my tarp, let me get my 550 cord, let me get some stakes. We're going to whittle those out of a little bit of pine or poplar, and we're going to make us a shelter. And shelter is actually much more than that. So, you know, it's kind of in the military, they talk about shelter and protective measures in time. The longer you're in one spot, the more you build it up. And so something to think about, it. Take a class. All right, let's see here. Stray Kitten says, I never hung an animal, but what you said makes sense. Oops. There you go. Let's see here. You guys are talking about a whole bunch of stuff in here. Deer's roadkill. Survival Lily showed a few videos on shelter building recently. Use available natural resources. There you go. Yeah, I don't mind watching Survival Lily. Um, I don't mind watching her. If you guys didn't know this, there's very few preparedness YouTube channels that I watch because I'll be honest with you, sometimes they're just not worth my time. Build a bridge and get over it, Stray Kitten says. I haven't actually heard that one in a while. Let's see here. Trailers used for bridge here, been here for 30 years or so. There you go. The bed is important to recover and get sleep too. I guess we're going to build a bed. Okay. Tuck says, yes, flatbed trailers and rail cars have been used for bridges. You can make a pedestrian bridge from a mobile home frame. Very ingenious. Cindy says, oops, you gut them first, then hang them head down after slitting the throat or removing the head for blood drainage. There you go. Let's see here. I know how to make a lob casting because I watched a YouTube video. Get on it. Get on it. I never got them laying on the ground, have to get on knees. I don't. Gotcha. Oops. All right, let's see here. Let's see. We have reached that point in the stream where if you love your country, put a 1 in the chat, America. And I'm going to continue to drink coffee and read stuff to you that makes your head go, Okay, let's see here. Blacksmithing. Oh man, acquisition took over 45%. In a future where modern manufacturing may cease to exist, blacksmithing will become a highly valuable and sought after skill. The ability to forge tools, weapons, and essential hardware will be indispensable for survival. Blacksmithing offers a level of independence from mass produced goods, allowing individuals to create and repair their own equipment, agricultural tools, and household items. Everybody needs a fork. Everybody needs a knife. Everybody needs a spoon. Everybody needs a hand axe, either for working with or defending yourself. Not a joke. I'm a firm believer in all these things. Tool creation. Blacksmithing enables the creation of durable, long-lasting tools, from basic hand tools like hammers and axes to complex items like plowshares. Blacksmiths can forge items essential for agricultural construction and defense. I was just literally sitting here thinking, I wonder what the first hammer looked like. Like somebody was like beating something with a piece of metal, and it's like, I can make this better. And then it's just like a big clump of something on the end of it. I can make this better. The evolution of hammers. Oddly enough, one of our sponsors for Prep Stock was Hardcore Hammers, which I truly believe that if you are in the construction industry, or if you just want the most kick-ass survival hand axe ever made for camping and end of the world type stuff, you probably want to look at their products. They are expensive, but yeah, I would definitely take a look. Matter of fact, I got to give that thing away. I've got to figure out what to do with all this stuff from Prep Stock. Let's see here. Weapons crafting. In times of instability, the ability to craft and maintain weapons for self-defense may become crucial. Blacksmithing allows individuals to create items such as knives, spears, and arrowheads, providing a reliable means of protection. There should be no doubt. It's the first thing I ever made, that I ever made in shop. Just taking a chunk, a piece of really cheap, probably aluminum at the time, and just grinding it into a pointy, sticky, stabby type thing. Making ninja stars. That was fun too. But yeah, I think that it's very important to have the ability to create weapons to use in the apocalypse if necessary. But flat out, a solid knife is always awesome to have. All right, let's see here. First hammers were made out of wood. Yes, correct, Ian. Let's see here. Clubs. As I said, tool. whether for food or field yard, whether you would be without the blacks. Where would you be without the blacksmith? Well, we wouldn't be driving these cars around, that's for sure. Let's see here. There's a channel that makes copper fishing lures. Neat. I like it. I like it. Anything and everything can be a hammer. I saw the video. Even a useless power drill can be a hammer. A club will only get you so far. There you go. All right, so we're going to move on to the next one, maintenance and repair. One of the greatest advantages of blacksmithing is the ability to repair broken tools and equipment. This skill will reduce reliance on scarce external resources, extending the usability of existing items, and allowing for adaptation of drink. And adding for the adaptation of as circumstances change. Metal recycling. In resource scarce environments, blacksmithing offers the ability to repurpose scrap metal into new tools, reducing waste and conserving materials. Recycling metal items can provide raw materials that would otherwise be difficult to obtain, making blacksmithing a crucial component of self-reliance. The practice of blacksmithing, once a cornerstone of human civilization, will regain its relevance as modern systems falter. Those skilled in this craft will not only sustain themselves, but also become valuable members of self-sufficient communities. Okay, so as usual, we talk about the basics of all these things, and then we start to go into the recommendations. Okay, so the thumbnail's talking about ancient skills in a modern survival environment. Okay, so let's look at it from that perspective. But before we do, let's go to the poll real quick. And in the poll, food acquisition is still winning at 45%. The question is, which survival skill out of these is most vital? 37% food preservation, 13% shelter construction, and 5% blacksmithing, with 38 votes. That's close to what we have right now. I cannot complain. All right, let's see here. Recommendations for mastering skills. Okay, so to thrive in a future without modern conveniences, it's essential to practice and refine these skills in real world settings. Here are a few recommendations. First and foremost, what is that? What is that? What was that? What was that? Really, again, what are we doing? You're a distraction. Just a distract. What do we got here, Light Raider? Oh, I got you. All right, good. All right. So Light Raider is going to it kind of like the this month's giveaway, guys. I try to do a giveaway once every month of the LP's mystery box of tactical and non-tactical stuff. And Right Raider's just responding to me. I'd asked him to take some pictures and post them in the members area so that people can see it, or post it in the general. It doesn't matter, Light Raider. Post it where you want. I'll make sure it gets to the right places. Anywho, but yeah, he got a whole bag of survival stuff. That little bitty black tote was packed full of stuff, including a collapsible canteen. Yay, go me! Okay, let's see here. All right, let's see. Community building is first and foremost. Developing strong community network is vital for long-term sustainability. Different individuals can specialize in areas like gardening, animal husbandry, blacksmithing, and shelter construction. I think somebody was just talking about this exact theory in the chat. Smart lady. This diversity of skills strengthens the community and ensures greater self-reliance. Communities built on collaboration will thrive more easily than isolated individuals during times of crisis. A lone wolf is a dead wolf. A lone wolf is a dead wolf. Yes. Diversity or a diversified knowledge. You must have a diversified knowledge base. Beyond food, shelter, and tools, individuals should also focus on learning first aid, water purification, and alternative energy techniques. Skills such as solar power generation and biofuel production can help maintain basic levels of modern convenience, such as lighting and communication, even in a collapse scenario. Urban prepping. For those living in cities, the focus should be on maximizing limited space and leveraging available resources. Urban garden techniques like vertical farming and knowledge of purifying water from unconventional sources will be vital. Additionally, skills such as bartering and forming neighborhood coalitions can increase survival odds in densely populated areas where resources may be limited. Let's see here. That is awesome. You guys are talking about copper wire, copper wire, copper wire, copper wire. Okay, good. All right, let's see here. Oh, wait, there's I made many copper nails. My wife hates them, of course. I have jars of them everywhere. Oh my God. Okay. Yay. All right, let's see here. You guys are hilarious. I feel like you guys are like the kids in the back of the class talking about everything other than what you're supposed to be learning in class right now, but it's okay. All right. So let's talk about skill sharing platforms. Engaging in skill sharing workshops or platforms, as they're known, allows individuals to continuously learn and practice essential survival skills. Local classes in blacksmithing, beekeeping, food preservation, and construction can help build confidence and competence. Online resources, forums, and self reliance networks are also excellent for expanding one's knowledge base. I don't know where we'd be without YouTube, guys. I really, really, really don't. They started this whole thing watching somebody do something, and it just kind of exploded. It's such a powerful knowledge base that must be leveraged. So it's pretty interesting. Okay, so what we got here? Let's go ahead and wrap this up, and then we'll talk about the poll and the chat. So if you've got something that you want to put in the chat that is pertinent to this conversation, I feel like I'm driving a school bus. Hey, you sit down. Anyway, so the skills of food acquisition, shelter construction, and blacksmithing, along with complementary skills like first aid, alternative energy production, it will be critical in a post-collapse world. Modern society often overlooks these traditional abilities, but they form the bedrock of human survival. By mastering these skills and integrating them into everyday life, individuals and communities can prepare for the future, ensuring their security, independence, and resilience. Depacification. In both rural and urban environments, these time-honored skills will play a fundamental role in building a more safe, sufficient, and sustainable future. Blacksmithing, in particular, offers the tools and infrastructure necessary to support broader survival efforts, creating an interconnected web of skills that ensures long-term success. Everything is pertinent. 6 degrees of separation. Yeah. What's the other one? What's the other one, Cindy? It's like you get Kevin Bacon. Everything's linked to Kevin Bacon. Okay. So with that said, guys, we've been doing this for 44 minutes. Now is the time to put whatever it is you're going to put in the poll, and also whatever you're going to put in the chat. Do that. The poll has 41 votes in it. 43 people are in the YouTube. That is pretty darn good. Food acquisition is winning at 44%, 34% food preservation, 17% shelter construction, 5% blacksmithing. So obviously the ability to get food, finding food, go get the food, taking down the Walmart truck with my AK, whatever, whatever it takes, food acquisition, hunting down Bambi or eating them mushrooms that might kill me. It don't matter. Food acquisition came in first. Going to the chat. Let's see. Rose says, have been collecting books and videos of skills for years. Yes, absolutely. You've got to have a diverse library. I won't say fill your whole house with them. I've seen people do that because you can only read so much. You can only reference so much. You need to compartmentalize. You need to itemize. You need to compress that library into something that is usable. Michael says 3 hours in bad weather can kill you. You can go days without food. We are talking survival. Yes, Michael, that is absolutely true. That falls under the rules, the rule of threes. The rule of threes. Let's see here. Don't forget fishing. Light redder, yes, fishing. Fishing is definitely a skill that we've somehow turned into a hobby. Interesting. It's that's really interesting if you think about it. We've turned a basic survival skill. Some caveman had to learn like, oh, me need fish, no grabby. Oh, no club. Oh, spear. Oh. At some point, that evolution of advanced survival techniques turned into a very expensive hobby if you put all your money in it. Turned into bass boats and 200 horsepower motors. That's kind of funny if you think about it, Let's see here. What do we got here? Cindy says fabricating skills and tools. Reference library critical. Store safely once the rodents attack your food, etc. Got you. Let's see here, Rose. I have about 2 trillion gigabytes. By the way, that's a couple of terabytes of info. There you go. Sometimes skills become hobbies is the only way to keep the skills alive. Very true. Very true. Let's see. LP, you mailing it? What am I mailing? I'm nailing it. Okay, I got you. Creative. Appreciate you. I was like, what am I? Did you just say I'm mailing it in? Come on, man. I never do that. I mean, the only thing I mail is gifts out to people. Gifts out to people who win them. All right, but no, I got you, bro. I got you. Okay, let's see here. Oops, sounds great. So we know we have reference library in group. Yes. Where do you keep that stuff, man? That's some good stuff. I just need to know where you keep it. Scribble that down. Okay, I think that's going to be about it. What am I doing today? Today is actually my day off, so I'm probably going to try and make a few videos for you guys. Also, I was thinking about doing a members only live stream right after this one. What time is it now? 9:48, maybe 10:30. And this would be more of a political type thing. I wanted to talk about the Kamala Harris interview. We've got B2s bombing people in Yemen. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. And I think that if the YouTube members wanted me to, I would do another live stream just for them. If you're a YouTube member and you want me to do that, do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat. And that way I shall know. If you don't care, put a 2 in the chat. That way I know you don't care. Where we got here? I'm going to drink a little bit of coffee while you do that. Also, if you are not a member, we have a brand new member, but it's like American Civics or something like that. And I'm trying to get up with this person. I think it's a her. Well, I know it's a her first name, because it's like on YouTube, you can actually have like the name that people see, and then you can actually like your actual at. It can be something completely different. So, all right, let's see. Looks like we have a consensus. 3 tomorrow would be better. I'm sorry, Stray Kitten. I don't do that anymore, but I appreciate you. Okay, and for those members, don't forget tonight is the members only live stream. Whatchamacallit? That's going at 7 p.m. tonight. So basically, two members only live streams today. Nice. You're getting your money's worth, that's for sure. And I'm going to try, and that one will be going on Discord, but I'm going to try and like dual stream it. I don't know if it will work. I'm going to try and stream what we're doing on Discord onto YouTube. So I don't know if it will work. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out. I don't know if I have the bandwidth for it, to be honest with you. So okay, let's see here. I think that's going to be about it. If you guys are not YouTube members, I recommend that you go ahead and do that. If I know that I think it's Miguel he's a minimalist prepper level. After November 1st, you will not have access to any of the members' stuffs. So that's going to be about it, guys. Let me get ready. Let's go with 10:30 because I'm going to have to set something up real quick here. Let's go at 10:30 for that new members only live stream where we're going to talk about a few things that are affecting the world. I think that's about it. See, I'm going to go harvest some donut sandwiches. That sounds delicious. As usual, guys, hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I'm here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And stay safe. Have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you, some sooner than others. Bye-bye.